job is to make sure you are getting everything that you want. That's right. That's your job. Do they have every single thing that they could possibly need to make this all work? Because again, it's your job, it's their fun night. They don't know the product line, they haven't memorized everything. You just showed them 25 different things that are new to them. So, in good hands, perfect example. I mean, like, you can add all kind of stuff up in there with that. And your $24 item just went to a $90 order to make sure that they're using them to the best of its ability, right? She can always say no, but it's a salad. This is what I want you to remember, okay? It's just the salad. All right, number 6, upgrading versus complementary selling. Upgrading, there's a couple different ways to upgrade. First of all, upgrading is going from like 1 heart massager to 4. And this time of year, we hit November 1st, magical, okay? You show that sucker and let them know, buy 3, get 1 free. They're perfect stocking stuffers. That deal literally takes 25% off of each heart. That's all it is, by the way, mathematically, okay? But instead of having a $15 sale, you have a $60 sale. This boosts your free product, this boosts your retail. Are you with me? Okay, everybody's happier. The other way that you're upgrading is, say, if somebody's like, well, you know, I was kind of looking at the GPS, but you showed that do not disturb. Duh. Yes, split the difference with her. GPS is 79, do not disturb is 99. Tell her I'll split the difference. I'll make it 89, and you can go home with the better toy. Yes? Are you with me? Like, this is upgrading, okay? I swear if malls did this, we would have a very, very, very successful retail environment, but they don't do that. They don't negotiate. Now, complementary selling is exactly what we just talked about with the in good hands, okay? So you don't have to show all of these items. You only need to show 1. But if you have them in your shopping room to be able to show as an option, you'll be shocked how often they'll add at least 1 in, if not 2 or 3. But you didn't spend a single moment during your demo doing a very lengthy demo because you have all these items. So you've got in good hands, you can add in the Burning Desire candle or the aura, toss in that erotic massage book, and hey, why not a Philip? Like, I would never in 100 years show Philip, but it's a powerful little $19 wand that you can slide right into that hand and woo, you're good, right? Better yet, toss in the heartthrob. So now she's got heated massage in one, bubbles in the other, and vibrating all over the place, yeah? Like, get creative. This is when using your products helps. Because if you get creative, get your partner involved. Like, hello, research and development, right? Like, it's one of the perks of our job. Again, it's not pushy. And using this phrase, I'd like to make a few suggestions. Nothing aggressive about that at all. You are the sexpert. Embrace your title. Because most women don't have anyone else to ask about this kind of stuff. So they are elated to have a resource. And if they feel connected to you and they feel like you're confident in your product line and you're honest with them, they're going to be loyal way beyond this initial purchase. Okay, so, 2 of my favorite leading men. Are you homewrecker, Brad Pitt? Or are you eternally loyal, always handsome, Tom Hanks? Okay? The visual here is that they're both appealing in different ways, but ultimately, Brad Pitt is just going to be a one-night stand. Are you a one-night stand to your clients? Are you taking that initial sale and poof, never talk to them again, never communicate, don't ever check to see if they're happy or things are working? So it's really, really important that you don't just go for the jugular with a sale, right? Like, perfect example, okay? Somebody comes in and they want, they're trying to decide between the Elite 8 that you showed or the tongue-tied. Totally different toys. Like, they're not even kind of the same. So what's the first thing that you ask when people are trying to debate toys? Anybody know? Have you ever had a toy before? Find out what her experience level is. If this is her first go-round, you don't necessarily want to send her home with the absolute top of the line that we have because there's nowhere else for her to go. Does that make sense?
Yes.
You send her home instantaneously with the executive and everything else is going to pale in comparison. So she'll have one really great toy, but one really great toy is like having sex in the same position your whole life, right? So my next question when I ask her that, especially if she is a first timer, is can you tell me what appeals to you about each of these toys? And I try to pull them out in my shopping room so she can have them to touch and point things out and whatever. But I want to know what it is that she's enthusiastic about. It could be that she takes a very high dosage of anti-anxiety medication. So she has pretty significant numbness in the clitoral area. So she really needs lots of stimulation. Even if she's never had a toy before, she knows her own body. That's one thing. But if she comes in and she's like, well, I'm kind of sensitive, and the one thing that scares me about tongue-tied is the girth. It is girthy. So if she's nervous about that, direct her this way. Yes, is it less sales for you initially? Of course it is. Is she going to be far more satisfied with something that isn't scary? Because using something one time, finding out that you don't love it and shoving it in your drawer means that you took her money. That's all she'll remember. You could have been the best, nicest person on the planet with the best demo, but you took her money for a product that she is now not using. She'll never shop with you again, right? So don't just go straight for the big sale, because I always tell them in the middle of the party that toys are kind of like drugs. We're looking for a gateway toy, right? Executive is like heroin, okay? So you're looking for a gateway. Now, the last rule for sales, and this is so, so important. It's just like the golden rule. Treat your clients the way you would want to be treated. How many of you have shopped from another direct sales company and been treated poorly if there was an issue? I'll give you a perfect example of someone that did a great job with me. So I have a Stella and Dot consultant that I work with because I like to buy their jewelry as incentives for my team, right? So I was looking for stuff for my top 10 for January, and I'm a planner, and I found something in the catalog that I thought would be ideal. But when it showed up, it was awful. Like, it was clearly not gonna work, and I had bought 10 of them. So I went back to her and I was like, oh my God, I hate to be that girl, but like, it's not gonna work. She could have said, so sorry, Charlie, but she recognizes that I am a long-term, there's going to be plenty more business, and I don't wanna shop with you. This product just isn't right? So treat them the way you wanna be treated. Of course you took them back. And I picked something else and we're fine, yes? For us, it's a little trickier because of toys, but if you do your job in the shopping room, that's different than with candles and purses and jewelry. In the shopping room, they're touching and feeling, and there's batteries and there's all kind of stuff, so that they're more comfortable with this, yes? You've got to make sure that you are treating them kindly. And you're not gonna like everybody that comes into your shopping room. You're just not. Like, there are gonna be some people, the minute their toe crosses the threshold, you're like, oh, this woman is a nightmare, right? Like, she's just clearly an unhappy person or whatever, or you're just like oil and water, you just don't mix. No problem. But you don't know what happened in her day. You don't know if that's how she always is or she's just having a shitty day. I mean, have you ever had a bad day and regretted how you talked to somebody? I mean, of course it happens, right? So all you can do is control your own behavior. You should look at yourself in the mirror before you go to bed and know that you treated everybody that you interacted with that day the way you would want to be treated. And if you didn't, own it, apologize, and fix it, right? Now this definitely comes across in the shopping room. Somebody comes in and they've got that tight budget, and I know, especially when you get to the end of the month and you're trying to hit a goal, and this woman comes in and she's like, I can get the spicy dice, and you're like, really? Awesome, right? Like, it's hard. But she chose to spend what little money she had with you. So $9 might be all she has right now, but it's not forever, right? And again, it's easier to keep the clients that you have than to find new ones. So don't just poo-poo on her, you don't know. Maybe her paycheck didn't come through, maybe her car broke down, who knows? Like, it's none of your business. But you appreciate every single sale that you get, and you create a relationship with them so that when they do end up with a little extra cash, you're the person they want to spend it with, right? The other thing you can do, clearly, when there's a tight budget, is book her. This is why you show higher end toys. I work with new consultants across the country, and they're like, well, the highest end product that I show is full bloom. Like, who can afford $79 for a toy? I'm like, well, how do you know what they can afford? You're not even giving them the choice, right? Plus, even if they can't afford it, this is exactly why we host a party. I was that girl. I was the girl when I went to my first party that was so broke, I could afford 20 bucks. But I hosted a $2,000 party, right? So you have to make sure that you're following the system. We have 3 opportunities for each client: shopping, hosting, joining our team. They fall into one of these categories, and some of them fall into all 3. So don't be that girl who's just, I just want the immediate sale. Take the booking. This is how you perpetuate your business, right? Offer her the opportunity to get that put a ring on it or whatever it is that she wants for free at her party. Now, one last thing that I do, especially because of this elite system with VIP, is when somebody comes in and they are placing a ginormous order, before I finalize that, I say to them, I'm like, I have one other option for you that I just want to float by you. It's called a power shopper. And by becoming a power shopper, you not only have $1,200 of product that you get, but you also have a 45% discount on everything else that you want for at least 60 days, but it can go on for life based on your personal shopping. And you can pass that along to your friends and family if you want to. Is this something you're interested in hearing more about? I'm talking about the deluxe kit, right? So, especially when they're on like crazy deep discount, like they were at the beginning of this month, it was $383 for a kit. Are you kidding me? Like, if someone's coming in and they're gonna spend $400 anyway, why not give them the opportunity to have that big sale? You'll be shocked how often they not only will be like, oh yeah, power shopper, I'm in, I dig that, right? They'll sign up and then they'll still buy their $400 of crap that they want right now because you have it right now.
Yeah.
Does that make, you see the difference? Okay? And you'll be stunned how often those power shoppers who really just want the discount to start with, you put them in your Facebook group for your team and they see the culture of the company and the sisterhood and the excitement and how we cheer each other and the recognition, and they're getting none of that in any other aspect of their life, and suddenly they realize, wait a minute, I want more of this. I want to be in for this. And they're like, so how exactly would I go about doing a party? Right? You're like, yeah, now we're talking, right? Like, this is what we love. Okay, questions on sales, yes.
Okay, your VIP experience, I learned about that last year, and yes, it absolutely works.
Yes.
I would get 3 to 4 women at every party becoming a VIP.
Mm-hmm.
I bring them out there and VIP, and it works, okay? Moved to California, where I used to have 3 or 4 at every party in Virginia. I've had 4 since August.
God bless you.
So, should I maybe drop my VIP requirement from 150 maybe down to 125 or 100, or keep it at 150 and just
It's your
flow
business.
along?
You do what you want. When you decide a number, you need to actually know what your current per person is.
Right, so I was
Calculated per person.
yes, 122 in Virginia, 79 in California.
So make it 125 here.
Okay.
That does not apply to everyone in this room. You individually have to know what your per person is. You don't want to lowball it. If your per person is 120, hitting 125 does not make a difference.
Right.
They're going to do it anyway. Does that make sense? So calculating your own per person, it really is very helpful if you're using that party profit sheet on the COO to be able to see that. But yeah, I mean, you have to run your own business. The other thing is that, and I'm assuming that Andrea went through some of this with the booking, you need to go where the people with money hang out. So if that's not right where you live, embrace it and go somewhere else, right? Like if I only did parties in my little town, I would be broke as a joke. So I go elsewhere. So when I'm marketing my business, let's say I'm going to a happy hour because I'm looking for weeknight parties, right? I don't go to my local watering hole. I go to 40 minutes away where there's a huge conglomeration of business buildings. It's the tech center in Virginia, and people are literally all in suits. They've come straight from work at 5 o'clock into Morton's and PJ Skidoo's, and I know it's a funny name, but they're all there drinking their martinis for 2 hours till they have to go home and go to soccer practice with their kids. Those are the people that have expendable income because they are not hourly employees. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Go where the people are that have the money. Midday, spas, hair salons, tanning salons, women who are at the mall at 11 o'clock in the morning generally have a little extra money on their hands, right? Like, they don't have a job, someone is bankrolling them. So, these are your sugar mamas. This is what you want. And I'm not saying neglect your other clients. You need to have a variety of clients.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I'm very transparent in my business. I've made every mistake in the book, many of them more than once. And I actually had weeded out some of my paycheck to paycheck crowds, not intentionally, but somehow they just ended up not coming back again and again. So I had some very, very high-end clients, which is great. They are also incredibly high maintenance. So the stress level is a little higher working with them, right? Recruiting them is also much more difficult, because they already have the money. They don't sign for the money. They sign for fun. And people who sign for fun generally don't work because it's not fun, right? So I need the girls who actually want to work because they need the money. So I had to go back through my old